Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. This channel is a sacred cache of wisdom created to help direct the deepest parts of your being towards healing, growth, and alignment with your highest self. If you have stopped by and you're watching, you have given me consent, you've given me the ability to connect with your energy. So thank you. Enjoy. Good afternoon. Hello. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. I hope you guys are well today. Happy Sunday. Today was a beautiful day to get out and do something nice, something relaxing, something liberating for yourselves. And so, like, share, comment. Blood Moon Oracle is the channel. Subscribe if you feel led to do so. And if you find yourself subscribing, if you would consider hitting the bell. That will allow you to be notified in case we go live in the future. And so thank you. Thank you for stopping by. It's always an honor, um, to be able to sit with you and feel your energy. Um, we're doing a special kind of read today. So I'm going to light my incense and I'm going to put it over there in the window. Okay, so, and I just want to start off this session with a little bit of Reiki and to clear the energy. Deep breaths. Deep down into the diaphragm, the intercostal system. In through the nose to feel your diaphragm, feel your stomach inflate like a balloon. Hold it, release. One more. Just to cleanse the energy. The healing, the light. We are inviting high vibrational energy. Thank you, Spirit. It's all about ascension. It's all about ascension. Thank you. So today we're going to go into the shadows. We're going to do a reading about the shadows here. And so I hope you guys are well. Thank you so much for stopping by. And for today's reading, I hope you guys are well. I've been hearing this message all day about shadows. And so I feel called to do this reading. And so whoever it resonates for, maybe it's for someone specific, maybe it's for the collective or everyone, maybe everyone will find something that is resonating in the reading. I'm just going to do what I feel called to today, and it is towards shadow energy. And so let's get started. I'm using my Soul Mirror Oracle deck today. Very beautiful, beautiful book and deck by Sunshine Connolly. And the artwork is by Anna Novales. Beautiful deck. I'll also be using maybe my Urban Crow Oracle, one of my favorites, but I'll also be using the Crow Tarot deck and my Gilded Tarot deck as well. Okay. And so I prepared my deck already. And so, because I notice when I always go back to listen, it gets a little loud when I shuffle. And so I prepared the decks in advance so I didn't have to do any shuffling. And so let's go ahead and get started and see what is coming out. Give me 1 second to pull out the cards for this reading, okay? And I hear Spirit saying, stay true. Stay true to self. This will make you stronger, is what I hear Spirit saying. So let's see. Stay true to self, for this will make you stronger. So let's take a look here. Thank you. I'm just going to deal out the spread for this reading, okay? Okay. Thank you so much for your patience. We're going to go ahead and get started here. I hope you guys are well. And so, as I stated, this is digging into the shadow aspects of what's happening in the energy right now. So this may be things that are underneath the surface. It may be dealing with subconscious energies that we're not readily aware of. And so, and it could be things that we are aware of, but we may be just very uncomfortable with the knowledge of it or with the acknowledgement of it. And so, yeah, so let's delve in. And again, I will, as I show the cards, what I'm going to do usually, instead of trying to get it to focus, I'm going to put them right here as I'm talking about each of the cards that come out, okay? So I wanted to look and see like how you're seeing things right now. And uncertainty came out. As you can see, she's kind of like hiding her face. And this is all about, I believe this is, you know, being in a moment right now where things may look, it's almost like moon energy, not sure, uncertainty. And so in this moment, there may not be a lot of certainties, right? A lot of definites, right? And it almost feels like an energy. Sometimes I like to talk a lot about this transition that we go through from the place where we are to the place where we're going. Sometimes in that middle part, during the transition, things feel very uncertain. I guess that is a good word because we haven't quite reached where we're going and we're not where we used to be. We're somewhere in between. And so things can be a little bit just unpredictable is a good word to describe it. Unpredictable. And so I feel like the energy coming in is one that may challenge. It may be challenging, you know, some aspects of how we're seeing things right now, because we're not sure what it is we're even looking at, right? That's how I feel that this is coming across. We're not even sure what we're looking at right now. It's like, okay, I know that, but what is that, right? What is that? I'm not quite sure what's going on right there, what that is. And so there's some level of not being sure, possibly what's happening right now, what you're seeing, or what part of the process you are engaged in right now. And this is how you are experiencing things. You may be just really like, and especially if being that I'm getting to feel like this might be like that transitional phase, the in between. I just lost my thought. Dang it. Dang it. I lost my thought. Okay, maybe it'll come back to me. Maybe it'll come back to me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see. So, why is uncertainty how we're seeing things right now? Why is uncertainty how we are seeing things right now? Hmm. Okay. So I got the Tower and followed by the Page of Pentacles. And so it almost feels like there is you know how sometimes, and I'm going to relate this to like a new job. Maybe you stepped onto a new job and you don't really know a lot about the job. And so when you first step on, things feel very unfamiliar and shaky. The fact that you're even starting the new job has you just all, you know, in your head space or just in this very unsure energy, unsure, of what to expect. Maybe even some cases of unsure of your own, abilities or potential to meet the need. Um, it almost feels too like it could be being forced into a new position where you have to start from the bottom and climb your way up. If you are someone who has been at a job for a long, long time and you recently decided, hey, it's time for something new, or something happened with the old place of employment or wherever you were planted making money, it ended abruptly maybe and forced you to go and do something else. It feels like that too. The discomfort, the uncertainty of knowing what's to come next. So this could be around work for someone. There's some level of just not sure, what to expect. And the shadow part of this is dealing with that uncertainty and being okay with it. Okay. Because we don't always have the definite answers for every step in life, especially when it comes to transition. Sometimes it's a matter of putting your best foot forward and trusting what's coming next. And so there's some change. It may have been a sudden change that just happened that placed you in a position of having to start something new. Page of Pentacles is like work, or this could be like something health wise. But there's some uncertainty of stepping into this new space, this new situation. I do really feel like it's something in practical life because we're talking about pentacles. And so it's very much something practical that you are being placed in this position and not really having a good grip on where you've just been placed. It feels like someplace new. And so that's part of the shadow is being able to navigate and operate in situations and really dealing with things that come up, right, as you're navigating these new experiences or these forced uncomfortable experiences as well. And there's something about alignment here that comes out as well. It's almost like there is a concern or a deep inner fear that I feel like this may not be in alignment. There's snakes, two snakes on the side of her. So there's something to do with a transformation that's happening through this, or that will happen through this with these snakes. But this is something that is further aligning. This has to do with alignment. And I don't know if there is a fear or a rejection or um, a resistance to what's being aligned here, but there's some inner, deeper part that's coming up here when it comes to alignment. And this is tapping into the energy of really being honest about something here. Really being honest, because this is, again, not something that you're going to see on the surface. This is an underlying, possibly an insecurity that's coming up through this process. Um, And there's something about this really aligning us with our true values right now. right? It's really aligning us with who we say we are or what we say we believe, our true values. There's something that's happening to bring that energy out, to possibly even, and I'm hearing, to reveal a disalignment, right? And so there's something here about a deep inner fear that's coming out through this reading here. But it's something to do with being aligned with your true inner self, your core values, and being open to allow the universe and spirit to come in and bring things into harmony. Okay. And you'll know because the energy, you'll feel it in the energy, right? You always know when there's disharmony because you feel it in the energy. Just like when it's harmonious, you can feel it, right? Just imagine listening to something or someone and they're off key. It's like, okay, there's some work to be done, right? But when you hear someone and they're on key, especially when it's more than one person, it's a few people and they all have their parts and they're on key and on note, it sounds together. It sounds harmonious, right? And so there's something here about the energy. You'll know if it's disharmonious because you'll feel it. You'll feel it. And so there's something here about admitting or being open to see, realizing there's a deep inner fear that's coming up here that is really tapped into inner truth. Yeah. But it's coming out as a deep inner fear. So there could be something that we are subconsciously afraid of that we're dealing with right now that's happening in the energy but this thing is actually bringing alignment. It's bringing information and truth to bring into alignment. And it could be something as simple as synchronicities coming up in our everyday life, showing us things in the world, right? Popping up to give these particular signals or messages and nudges, right? Opportunities, invitations to align. And there's something about aligning the heart, the mind, the body, and the soul to embody everything that we are. Okay. Yeah. And so there could be some things happening right now that's revealing some things. There could be synchronicities, like I said, that are showing up right now. This kind of feels like medicine. Why is alignment here for the deep inner fears, Spirit? Why is alignment here for deep inner fears? And you could be seeing snakes. If you're seeing two snakes, and I'm even hearing for someone, if you have seen lately or will see in the future a snake with two heads, yeah. Why is alignment here for deep inner fear? I have the 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. And so this is definitely around, for someone, this is around how we think of our situation right now or how things are changing right now. 5 of Pentacles. This is how things are changing. Like I said, for someone, this could definitely be something that you are dealing with that's out of your immediate control, like maybe having to switch over to another workplace or another job and having that transition to come out. But there may be something about that is further aligning you, right, with some part of your inner core values. For someone, this could be something coming up around a change in your physical existence currently. Like it could be your health. But whatever this is, there's some truths, there's something that's happening around this. And there's some truth that's coming out too around the perspective of what you're dealing with or what you're looking at right now. And this could have something to do with the idea around comfort versus, struggle. Comfort versus struggle, and how you perceive that. How you're perceiving that. Because on one hand, for someone who the Five of Pentacles also talks about maybe a loss, right? On one hand, one person might look at that and be just totally devastated, and think that it's the end of the world. When we put all of our value and all of our worth in the material things, losing it is like losing, the very life that we have. But on the other hand, to one who understands, hey, it's okay. I got it before, I can get it again. They understand the power and the wealth and the abundance that they have within to get it if they really, want to have it again. But it, in essence, provides an opportunity to see the value of life outside of possessions and things and what we consider to be wealth. And so there's something very serious, like really serious happening here underneath the surface when it comes to how we're looking at life through this transition that's happening. Yeah. There's a Three of Cups that comes out as well. For someone, this could be about some type of close-knit connection. When we talk about the Three of Cups, really looking at those individuals that are very close to you. It's people that you trust, your ride or dies, people that cheer for you when you're up, and people that ride with you when you're down, right? There's something about that that could be, having some type of transition right now too. Maybe your closest group that you once held very dear is actually taking a change. It's shifting, and you're looking at it differently. Yeah. But anywho, whatever it is, there's something coming up here around your deepest fears, like happening right now. Um, for some, there could be some type of serious issue happening with someone that you trusted, someone that you trust, someone that is like a confidant. There's something that is being revealed there that is kind of causing you to really see things in a different way. And you're like, okay, never thought it would have been that one. And so, but there's something here coming out about that. But again, it is what it is. And it comes to further align you with where it is actually that you are being brought to through this change. Okay. We also have awareness coming out for awareness and gratitude. And these are actual what's familiar right now, which is awareness. There's something very familiar. And it's interesting that this awareness card is three people, like the Three of Cups, like very familiar. There's a familiar surroundings, familiar territory, familiar group of people that you are currently surrounded with. But there's something that's elusive here. There's something that is not exactly what it looks like. There's a disillusionment here, and something is here that is not what it actually seems. And Spirit may be calling you to meditate on this, meditate on those that you have considered close friends, sometimes family, unfortunately. And I hate to say that, but just to be real, sometimes family is not always blood, right? Sometimes you get a better connection, better support with those that aren't even related to you sometimes. But whether it's family, blood, or not, there's something about taking a close look and meditating and looking with clear eyes, maybe even in some cases asking to reveal who's surrounding you right now, because there's a request for you to bring the awareness into what you call familiar right now, and to allow yourself to be guided through your inner consciousness and hear what's going to be said there. You'd be surprised what happens when you quiet down and listen to what is being said on the inside and on the outside. So there may be something that's happening, something that is being shared, or that's being shown in and around you right now, that is drawing your attention to this fact, and to show you what no longer serves purpose for you. Okay. Spirit is basically just making it plain. It's like, just look and you'll see right there. And this is an opportunity for someone also to heal. Okay. To heal. It's an opportunity to receive this gift of healing. There may have been a time where you weren't ready to receive it, but there's something about right now where you're ready to see this. You're ready to receive it. And if it's not about the close-knit group that you have around you, this could be your environment right now, in general, where you are. And the fact that this opportunity that's taken you from one place to another is actually serving your very highest good. Okay. Yeah, there's something about this, but even past that, Spirit wants you to see it. Spirit wants it to be plain to you so that your worries can be calmed, right? So that you will understand that you are, in fact, in the right place at the right time, doing what you need to be doing. And through this, there's something about spiritual growth that's happening. And so there's something very familiar in your environment right now. Let's see. And the fact that awareness came out, I feel like you know what it is. Maybe it's been brought up several times and you just didn't really, All right. So I have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. Oh, and then the Two of Pentacles as well. Yeah. So there's something. Two of Pentacles coming out again. I do feel like for someone, this has to do with work. This could be about someone at work with the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups coming out here, and being aware. The Seven of Cups comes out with that energy of being aware of who you have allowed into your space. And this could be someone that's juggling, right? This could be someone who pretends to be very cool with you, but at the same time, they're also connected with someone else. I don't know how that could play out, but there's something about two different energies that's being juggled here. And things are not, and this may be something that looks one way because it's familiar, but it's something possibly totally different happening underneath the surface. It could even be something that's right in your face. You just don't realize the depth of it. But there's something here about being careful. And it may also be, during this move that's happening, there may be the intention of Spirit to take you from this environment to a whole new environment with a whole new set of energy, right? This may just be letting you know that not only are you moving physically, right, to a new environment, you may be moving spiritually too. You may need to leave all the energies around that old place right where it is and not bring anyone else forward. There's something about being wise here. And then with gratitude, this is what is unknown. This is what is unknown. And I feel like there could be someone that just doesn't appreciate what you bring to the table or the gift that you've brought into their lives, the value that you carry. There's someone that that looks like they're there supporting, but they're not. Have you ever heard of that term? Be careful of who you have in your boat, because someone may be, drilling holes behind your back, causing your boat to sink, right? So it feels like someone that should be appreciative and grateful for what you bring to the table, but they're not. They're not. Because, gratitude brings in the energy of appreciation and thankfulness, and it's coming in as something unknown. And we'll clarify it too. But this could also be spirit pointing to you being grateful in this situation of this change that's about to be made or that's being made right now. I do feel like there is a change that's happening. You may not realize the power of this change that's taking place right now, that's moving you energetically. And for some of you, physically, but it's serving a purpose. And so be thankful. Right. I always say that. Like, I walk through my day just constantly just I have to remind myself of that. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for showing me that, thank you for allowing me to get through this day. And when I find, tensions or whatever it is that tries to come in and steal my joy, I just begin to become very grateful and thankful. I just say thank you just out of habit, because it trains my mind. And many times we need a reminder to look at the bright side of things. Sometimes what we think is a tragedy is really a gift in disguise. It's really a gift in disguise. And so there's something about this that Spirit is calling you to be appreciative for, because not only is it showing you something, it is moving you away from it. Okay. And this is one of the elements that I always feel is the energy of transformation. Like, even when it doesn't feel like things are going the right way, just being grateful, can open the next opportunity up. It can open the next door, because it's all about the mindset, which leads to attitude, right? Our attitude it comes from our mindset. And so whatever we see that comes out on the outside, it's a result of what's going on in the mind. And so if we can get that energy of trying to just stay positive and grateful, right? Then we'll be more able and open to accept opportunities when they come in and not miss them. Yeah. There may be something about this that Spirit wants you to pay attention to as well, because there could be something here that you're supposed to be learning in this experience. And so as you're going through this revelation of what's happening underneath the surface, ask, okay, I see that. I'm watching that, but what am I learning from that? Because it's showing up in our experience for a reason, right? So we have to ask, okay, I see it, but what am I learning from that? Show me. So let's see. Let's clarify this. Why is gratitude coming out as the unknown part of this process? We have the King of Swords, the Justice, and the Magician. So there's something about clarity coming in and being able to move accordingly, because the King of Swords is very, not only swift, but very quick mentally, very strategic, right? And there's something about this where I feel like Spirit is saying, first of all, prepare yourself to navigate this experience and understand that things are actually being balanced on your behalf with the justice. If there is anything, right, even where you are right now that has left things unbalanced, Spirit is saying, yeah, it's going to be balanced out. But that's not necessarily what you have to worry about. You worry about navigating this experience as you move over. I feel like there's something here too about with the Magician. There's something here about creating. And for me, it leads back to, I'm reminded, Spirit may be saying that gratitude, right? Creating the experience, like gratitude is the key somehow with that. And I almost feel like Spirit doesn't want you to be absorbed into whatever this experience is. But Spirit is saying transcend the experience, transcend it. Okay. And I'm being brought, Spirit is bringing up a fact that was brought up to me some time ago. I think I did a message a while ago about what was it? I did a message about I forget what we call it, uh, the villain in our lives. But there's a specific name. I think it's called the anti. Now you're gonna make me look it up. Um, when we talk about storylines, every storyline has a person that the story is about, and then we have the person that provides value. Then we have the other person that comes to add some level of conflict, to add a greater measure of meaning to the story. And it's not the antagonist. It's more like in line of what we would call a villain. Um, I can't think of the word. The ant. I cannot think of the word. Nemesis, arch nemesis. Um, but it gives like purpose to our existence and our story, and it adds more complexity, more layers to the story. That's the energy that I'm getting here, like a nemesis here. And Spirit is just basically letting you know, yeah, this was put here so that you can soar higher. This is put here so that you can rise to the occasion, right? There's something that feels very orchestrated. And so gratitude, though, is what we're clarifying. So there's something about being grateful for this opportunity. And as you look back, it's like when you look back at all the challenges that you've had, many of our greatest challenges resulted from some level of, having to deal with some problem or some issue. We don't rise to greatness in comfort. It just doesn't happen. And so there's something here about understanding how everyone is playing a role in your life right now. Your job is to understand that and to transcend. Okay, transcend. I feel like that's what Spirit is saying. And the way that you do that is through gratitude here. That's what Spirit is saying. Through gratitude is how you are looking at it and choosing to perceive what's happening. That's most important here for someone. Now, when we look at what is coming in, there is hidden shadows that are coming in right now, but they are actually lighting our path. They're lighting the path. And what came out with that is, of course, shadow work would have to come out. Shadow work, and expression as well. So shadow work and expression is coming out. These are energies that are in the shadows, but they're there because they're lighting something, they're illuminating something. These processes that are going on that we don't necessarily see, it's illuminating something. So it's not this isn't necessarily energy that we need to be aware of, because we will be, because something's being illuminated. It's there for a purpose, a positive purpose, to bring out the best. Okay. And so when we look at shadow work, here in the picture, there's something about the experience where I feel like this is an opportunity for everyone to look at what's happening, to look at themselves. That's what shadow work is. It's being able to really look at yourself. Even in the picture, as you can see here, she's looking at a mirror, and in the mirror is not a clear reflection of what she looks like. It's just a shadow. So she's only seeing part of what it is, right? Part of the reflection through the mirror. And that's because there's many times different things that need to be uncovered, energetic threads that need to be uncovered. And in this case, because we're talking about enlightenment happening, Spirit wants you to see this process that's happening is so that you will be able to look and truly see what's there. And what's there is a wellspring of love. Look in that picture really good, and you see right around the heart, There's a red blur. Spirit is saying in all of this uncertainty, all of this darkness around you, there is an illumination that's happening right now that's showing you the availability, the unlimited supply of love flowing from you. Okay. And this is what's actually leading to the greater connection with life around you. And it's difficult. It's difficult. When we talk about shadow work, this is not easy stuff. Looking at yourself like clearly in the mirror and acknowledging things that it's not always what you want to be seen, right? It's not all, we have a perception of how we want to be seen. And that's what we put out there, right? But then there's who we really are when no one's looking, who we really are, when we get caught off guard, right? This is what we're talking about here. This is what is allowing you to explore those parts of yourself, and freeing those parts of yourself. And this is not, again, I'm going to say it again, this is not easy stuff. It's courageous, right? For anyone to be willing to do shadow work, because sometimes what you find is not what you want to see. It's not what you consider as pretty. That's why it's in the shadows, because you yourself don't want to see it, but to open that up, there's something that's very self-honoring here in this process here, and affirming for you, not outside of yourself. This is affirming for you. And Spirit is saying, by doing this and allowing yourself to experience this moment, like, you have at your disposal the ability to create any type of radiant change that you want to see in your world. Okay. That's what's happening here with the shadow work. There's a liberation that's happening. Let's see what this is. Why is shadow work here? Why is shadow work here? What's lighting your path? The Emperor following the Page of Wands. Yeah, you're creating something very powerful for yourself right now as you're doing this shadow work. And I do believe for someone, if this message is resonating with you, you're familiar with this. What we call shadow work. You could be doing that right now. There's some part of your process right now that may be leading you through that practically. And you may not even realize the extent of shadow work that you're actually living through right now. But there's something that is placing this opportunity before you to step into one of the greatest moments. I can't help but feel that with the Page of Wands followed by the Emperor, one of the greatest moments of your life. Not only is it liberation, this freedom to choose, but it's also, the ability for you to, create and maintain your domain. Yeah, this is given sovereignty for me. This is given not looking around, asking for advice or looking for someone to make huge decisions for you. This is given not waiting for somebody to step out and do what you can do, just doing it. This is not follow the leader energy. Okay, I'll say that. We have expression here as well, which is bringing out some kind of enlightenment as well. And as you can see, this is something I do feel like that has happened. You didn't just wake up to this movement. Like I said, you're somebody who has been working on this. This has been something that has happened over moons. As you can see on this card, there is the moon cycles that's happening. So this is something that you've been working on this already. And expression is all about you freeing yourself not only externally, but also internally, to be free, to live, to express, to be, to engage, to experience, to shine your light, and that with joy. Okay. And to know your light, to know your light. The fact that it's powerful, like it touches everything around you. Wherever you go, there's, something that you leave a mark on people wherever you go. I feel like I could be talking to someone who has a very interesting energy and someone who's not easily forgotten. People do come into your life and leave because, not everybody, we don't meet everybody for them to be a permanent part of our lives. Sometimes we meet people just to say a sentence and then they go on. But for some reason, that sentence goes on with them for the rest of their lives. There's something that they'll always remember. And they'll tell the story. They'll say, I met a woman who said something to me once and it changed the whole trajectory of my life, right? It could be someone who came in for a short time and then went on to their next mission. It could be someone who's there, for a lifetime, like a family member or someone, and so, but there's something about you having this energy that changes lives. However that happens, you have a light that you carry that affects lives, however that happens. And we know that that can happen in many different ways. And so this is your reminder as this is being illuminated. And when we talk about illumination, we're talking about a growth. There's something about this light that's getting bigger. You don't even have any control over it. It's just happening. It's just getting bigger and it's, growing and illuminating, which means that your energy, the circumference of the energy that is around you is growing, that you'll be able to affect a greater area, right? Wherever you go. Okay. I just had to add that. I don't know why Spirit is adding that, but there's something about your light that's growing, and don't be afraid of it. Spirit is saying, don't be afraid of it. And don't let your limitations, there's something about this that is releasing you from that, any limitations that you may have, and don't let others' limitations or others' idea of what that light should be or how you should be using your light or how things should be unfolding. Don't let others' limitations limit you either or hold you back. If you have in the past, don't. Okay. And, I believe that we've all been given something that's going to be beneficial. We've not all been given the same thing. Everybody is different. When you think of a body, like what would it look like if all the body was made up of lips? Or the body was made up of nothing but ears or nothing but eyes, right? It would be a little freaky. But each part of the body has a purpose. It has a reason why there's a function that it, offers to the body. That's like us as, humanity, as a collection of people, of energy that is being housed in these fleshly bodies and bone, that's just here for a limited amount of time. We all have a purpose. And each of those things are different to function within humanity for a specific purpose, to keep things moving and going. So whatever that is that you've been given is something that you've been given, okay? And it's different than everybody else. So see your unique expression and let her rip. Let them go, okay? And Spirit wants you to see it as beautiful, whatever it is. It is, okay? And let's see if we can get what this is. What is your expression for my viewer that's being illuminated right now? It's growing, leaps and bounds. This may be something that you have tried to hide and conceal, but you can't no more because it's all over you. And no matter where you go, it's going to be seen. It's going to be felt. You can sit in a corner and listen, it's going to do what it's going to do. So there's no need in trying to hide it. You can sit quietly in a corner and it's right. It's going to do what it's going to do. There's no way that you can run or hide from this. I feel like what Spirit is saying, it's being illuminated. So embrace it, receive it, love this part of you, right? That's where the joy really comes from, is when you can operate in your authentic self. That's part of our authentic self, what we've been given, what we've been called here to do. That's where true joy comes from. It doesn't come from money, right? It doesn't come from cars and houses. You can ask all of the people down there in Hollywood how happy they are since they became rich. I think there's more people that live a very normal, maybe even a less than, maybe even people that live very simple lives are so much more happier and joyous than someone who has a plethora of everything. Because we forget that everything is energy. And Spirit is saying there's an energy that comes along with having a lot. There's an energy that is attached to that. We never think of it like that, but there is. And not all of us are suited to carry that energy. I don't care what you say, right? We like the thought of it, but when we step into that position, we understand, oh, this is heavy. This is heavy. But back to what I was saying, whatever that is that you have and that you carry, it was clarified by the 6 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. So you, my listener, my viewer, for whoever I'm talking to, you carry a very healing energy. You carry a very peaceful energy. You could walk into a room and create a hum vibrationally. People don't even have to see you to know that the energy just changed. There's something about this very heavy energy, this weight. You carry a weight in the spirit realm, the 6 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. And you could be called to be a healer. You could, but there's something about the energy that you carry that brings peace, and it soothes pain. It soothes hurt. It soothes, and I'm just seeing somebody like in excruciating pain, just like gnashing their teeth. There's something about what you carry that soothes that. And it's being illuminated. It's growing as we speak. And Spirit is saying, this is what you have. Receive it. Claim it. And you could even use that for yourself. Because there's something that you are experiencing here. Like, you can absolutely use that for yourself to transcend. You might be someone that they always ask, how do you do it? Like, how do you always I don't know. I don't know. I'm just being, you may not even have the answers yourself. That's because that's all you've ever known. But there's something about now it's being illuminated that this is, in fact, your power that you have been given to change things around you, things that you come in contact with. Okay. And then when we end out, the path that you're meant to be on as we end this out is one of security. I love this card, right? She's holding a cat under, she has this orb around her head. Her and the cat have like a little, emphasis on the third eye. But there's something about being placed on a path right now. This is where you're being placed on your rightful path, and it's a path of security and safety. And so whatever change that's happening right now is very purposeful. This is not just something that's randomly happening. Spirit is moving strategically, okay? And placing you in a position of safety, okay? Security. And there's something about right now embracing yourself. There's something Spirit is saying loudly about embracing yourself like never before. And the more things outside of yourself contradict that, the more you embrace yourself. To the point where even if you have to put a picture of yourself up on the wall to remind yourself of how beautiful you are, how protected you are, how strong and courageous you are, how integrous you are, right? Embrace yourself. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a man. I don't care if you are somewhere in between. Spirit is saying, embrace yourself, whatever it takes. Spirit wants you to embrace yourself and know that every part of you, every part of your experience is perfect. That's what made you who you are today. That's the energy that makes up this soul that's watching this today. Spirit wants you to know that you are divinely perfect. Perfect. Right? And not only that, you have all that you need, all the information, right? You just have to be open to hear it, to receive it, all the resources, right? All the light that you need to bring in the peace that you need. And that light that you have is going to be a beacon, right? That's going to be the beacon of hope that is used to inspire others. So there's something about your experience. You are becoming kind of like a lighthouse. And I'm seeing right now just dark waters, and someone just on a dark body of water, and they're looking like for which way to go. And then all of a sudden, there's this light that began to shine and circle a lighthouse in the middle of the water, right? And they see that. And now it's not so dark. Now they have an aim of where they need to go. That lighthouse is you. That lighthouse is you. There's something about what you carry in your experience and you going in and you doing this work underneath the surface of what's going on, doing the deep inner work, right? That's going to prove to be useful and inspirational for others. And Spirit really wants you to know that you are on purpose. I keep hearing that. You are on purpose. Figuratively and, practically. You are on purpose. There's something coming out here about this black cat that feels a bit superstitious. I don't know if you have felt like you were like a bad omen. Maybe you picked that up somewhere. Someone caused you to believe that there was something that was unfortunate about you. But Spirit is like, no, it was actually the very opposite. Right? And Spirit is saying every time your soul's enemy, okay, every time your soul's enemy come to drop discouragement in your ear, understand who it's coming from. It's coming from, what did I call it? I called it the, dang it, what did I call it? The nemesis, the arch nemesis. Every time they come to drop little discouragement in your ear, understand who it's coming from. The enemy of your soul, your arch nemesis, right? They're playing a character in your story. And that's your cue to automatically understand, oh, I know what that means. It's always the opposite. Because the last thing that your arch nemesis wants is for you to actually step into that power to where you start to soar above and you're no longer accessible. That's what this is all about, is understanding what's going on underneath the surface, what's happening in the shadow. Spirit is doing a great service for you right now. There's some things, some pieces, some relocations that are happening right now. And it could be spiritually, it could be physically, but this is all around you and for you. Okay. And Spirit is bringing this out. And so there's something about you moving to a place of security. Yeah, where you're going to be able to be free to operate openly and honestly. It's almost like an invitation, like, here, now, do what you've come to do, okay? But knowing and embracing the gift of you. Yeah. I am going to clarify this here. What is the security? What is the security? Clarify that. The path that my viewer is meant to be on right now. What is that? Wheel of Fortune. I love it. I love this for you. Yeah, Spirit is all up in your stuff. The Fool and the Two of Swords. Mm-mm-mm. So this new start, wherever you're being led right now, is divinely orchestrated. I feel like it's going to be more than you ever even anticipate receiving. There's a part of this too where there's a restoration that's happening. And everything that you lost on the way here will be restored. The justice came out here as well with great gratitude. Everything that you've lost on the way will be restored, is what Spirit is saying. Yeah. And so this place where you are right now, it feels difficult, almost like between a rock and a hard spot, you know. I don't even know if you see this clearly with the Two of Swords. You may feel pressured like to make certain decisions right now. It's not even about the decisions, because Spirit is actually doing this, doing the groundwork. This is about your understanding what's happening underneath the surface of you. Okay. There's things that's being dug up, right? Because this is all about you transforming into the place where you were called to be. That's what this is about. And so stay true to self, right? Whatever this transition is it's been, you know, created to make you stronger. That's what I'm feeling. It's been created to make you stronger. I almost want to get just some ending advice from my Oracle Urban Pro deck. Any advice for my viewers here? Yeah, so there could be lots of distractions happening right now. Lots of things like dealing. We're in a season. I think there's a couple of alignments that are happening that bring out this energy too. I'm not sure which alignments they are, but there's a lot of dealing with our fears. And really, it's an opportunity. And so, again, that energy of gratitude, it's how we're looking at it. And awareness, it's how we're looking at it. Like, really, this is not, you know, to cause us to go further in, but this is an opportunity to liberate ourselves as these things are coming up. It's really an opportunity to be honest with ourselves, with who we really are at a deep core. And though it is dealing with others, because that's how we grow, right? We need others to grow. It really is individually that each of us are experiencing this, right? So whoever that other person or the people that are playing along in your story, they have their own storyline that they're dealing with. They have their own characters that are bringing out different aspects of their story as well. Just like you have yours. Everybody is playing their part in their story as these things are being revealed, okay? But this is about you. What are the encouragement that we have for our viewer? What is the encouragement? Of course, one has to fall. Let's get one more. Well, what about two more? Okay, so we have upheaval coming out, territory, anomaly, and nature. Okay. So upheaval gives me the energy of the Tower. So it really does feel like this is a moment where, you know, the dang thing is happening. Things are being uprooted. Okay, you may be being moved or repositioned, or things are changing. Maybe things are falling apart, and for lack of better words. Um, and there's something about things changing all of a sudden. Like you look up and you're like, okay, what? What just happened? This is like quick change with the tower energy. So however that comes across, I got a lot of job energy, work energy, but it doesn't have to be. It could be health. All of a sudden, something comes up with health that totally changes the dynamic of your life and the trajectory. It could be something around some physical aspect of life, right? It could be anything. And so take it as it resonates, okay? But don't try to make it fit. If this reading is for you, it is. If it's not, then it's not, okay? Look for a different reading. But whatever is happening, understand that it is not to fault you or say, well, this is happening because of something you did. That's not what this is about. Remember, this is about bringing up shadow aspects to bring us to where we need to be. Okay. And so whatever that is, upheaval is like that tower energy that we started with. The tower energy is shaking things up and moving things around. And for some of you, this could be about, and Spirit is saying with that, yeah, just understand that this will turn out better than you thought. Okay. It's just being able to go through it. Okay. With territory, this could also have something to do with groups, sex, not SCX, but SECTS, sex, like groups of people. And it could be organized groups of people. That's why I said like sectors or sex. But this could also have to do with like power struggles, like someone feeling like, someone has entered into their territory and disturbed their space, like an intruder, like something like it could have something to do with territory or something of that nature. And this could have something to do with Spirit just letting you know this is a good time to, look at boundaries a little bit closer. Maybe they're needed, or maybe you need to respect some, or needing to carve out some kind of space for yourself. Spirit could be talking about carving out some space. With anomaly, I feel like this is not a big mystery. That says that you already know, like there's no guessing about it. Even as I'm talking about it, coming to this point, you know what it is because it sticks out like a sore thumb. And so we already know, okay? And then this may also be a time for you to really, 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 when we talked about loving yourself, self-love, part of that is taking care of yourself and creating environments that are going to be conducive so that you can take care of yourself. If that means to eliminate certain environments that are not good, then that's what Spirit is saying. But Spirit is saying, take care of yourself from your mental to your heart, to your spirit, to your body, to your soul. Okay. Because you are important and you are needed as what was specified in the reading. You are needed. You're valuable. You bring something to this place, to this time that is invaluable, that is needed. Okay. So hopefully you understand what that is and that this message is for you. Okay. And so that's what I have. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to read. When we look at the shadow energy, this is what is coming out. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if it didn't resonate. Let me know if you would like a reading, right? I would love to do that for you. And so thank you so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure. My name is Letty, and this channel is Blood Moon Oracle. And until next time, you all take care. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led to do so, okay? Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure again. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.